Hello. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my Finish It Friday video for Friday, October 11th, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I've had a lot of fun in the sewing room this week. I've been able to get some progress on a couple of projects, namely this one behind me that we'll talk about in a little bit. But I worked on a few blocks, opened up my scraps just a little bit. So let's go over what I did and hopefully what my plans are for the next week. The first thing that I did, I guess I'll start here. This is the backing fabric that I'm going to use for the baby quilt that's made out of jerseys. I ordered it from Missouri Star. I have not opened it because I'm not quite ready to put it on the long arm. Next week, I don't have to work, so it'll be easier. I have a little bit more time that I can just focus on the long arm. So I'll be doing that either over the weekend or for sure next week, because I do want to get this quilt finished. This is a 60-inch wide, or no, that's not true. A 90-inch wide minky. And the color that I have is called graphite. So I'll let you kind of see it. But I wanted a gray to go with the quilt. And oh, okay. I shouldn't open it out, but I'll bring it close so you can see the color of it. It's kind of a medium gray. So let's see if you can see how well you can see it. I hope it shows nicely on the camera. And it is a 90-inch wide. The quilt upstairs is like 56 inches square. And so I didn't want to push it with a 57 or 58-inch quilt back. Plus, I probably would have had to piece it if I did that. But this one is 90 inches wide, and I got 2 yards of it. It should be plenty to back that quilt. And like just right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to be too thick. I think I'm going to be able to work with it easily, hopefully. But I have it here. It's ready to be put on my quilt bag. I'm just excited to get that started, hopefully next week. I dug into my scraps this week and created some blocks. If you've been following the channel, you may have seen that there's a new video out, the 9-patch cross video. And so I made 3 9-patch crosses. This one is made with some of my leftover 5-inch squares. And I would put it on the design wall, but I don't think it's going to stick with this other quilt. But let's just see. Yeah, it's not going to stay up. Oh, maybe. Okay, good. Hopefully the Jacob's ladder doesn't interfere too much and you can kind of see the colors. And then I made some smaller 9-patch crosses out of my 2.5-inch squares. I really liked this block. It was so simple to put together and pretty fun. And I love the variation that I could get with it. I hope you can see this. Well, here, I'll move this one down here. There we go. So I hope you can see those well enough on the camera. I'll link this video if you have not seen it. So please go back and check it out. This block, super simple, just 9 patches. Use up your scraps to make a fun quilt. I also took some time to make some 7s and 9s blocks. This week I made 2 so far, and hopefully I'll get to make some more before I go to work today. So these blocks, again, really simple. That video is also going to be in the description box so you can check it out. This is my Christmassy scrap project. Ideally, I would spend 10 minutes a day, but lately I've been spending about 10 minutes a day, like twice a week or once a week. So these are this week's blocks. Excited to get that project done, and it's pretty fun. So let's take a look at this quilt behind me, or this quilt top behind me. We'll talk it through and see what's going on with it. This is my progress on this giant Jacob's Ladder quilt. I put the second border on and it is super duper cute. I'm so excited. Let me zoom in just a little bit on this border so that you can see it. Let's see, how can we do that? There we go. So you can see that border and how well it plays with those other fabrics. It looks so cool. And I'm really happy with how everything has come together. We can see all of the different sides and everything. Look at that. So cute. And I started, let me zoom out just a little bit more. Okay. And I had some different ideas for the binding, but it depended on how much fabric I had. And I really originally wanted to use this dark blue as the binding, but as I got ready to make it, I would have needed 10 inches of this to get the flange. But I only have, this is only like 8 inches or 8.5 inches. So this is not enough to do the entire binding. So instead, I had to kind of go a different way. And I'm going to use this inner border fabric for my binding. So that's here. And I've already cut all of these pieces. And then I'm going to use the fabric, not the exact fabric, but this is leftover pieces that I had from what I wanted to use for the backing. This is leftover from, I think, from another t-shirt quilt backing that I did. And so I'm going to cut this and use it as the flange for the binding. I've already started cutting it, but I just have like kind of off cuts. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to need to get enough to go around the whole quilt. So I have these pieces and I'm just kind of cutting them. And I don't know if I'm going to like lay them around the quilt, or I got to figure out how I want to do that to make sure that I have enough. But I think this will be enough because this is a big piece of fabric. So it should be enough along with these pieces to get a full binding. And another change that I'm going to have to make with this quilt is for my backing. I measured this and I think I need about 4 yards to get a decent binding for this quilt. I mean, not binding, decent backing. But when I measured this, which is my A1 number 1 choice, this is only 2 1/3 yards. So it's not going to get it. And I really don't want to buy more fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this and then take a lot of different other fabrics and do a piece backing. I'm going to do a staggered squares backing. And I did this for a trip around the world quilt. I think I made a video about it. So if I did, I'll leave it here in the description box for the video and here in the iCard, so you can go check it out. But I'm going to take big 2.5-inch squares and then 6.5 by, not 2.5-inch squares, I'm sorry, 12.5-inch squares, and then 6.5 by 12.5-inch rectangles, and create like a stacked brick backing. And that's going to be big enough to get this quilt done. And that way I don't have to buy more fabric. So hopefully I have enough of different blues, turquoise, yellow, white, and I may be able to throw in some other fabrics that I hadn't thought of or that I haven't used to make a backing for this quilt. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's just going to take the time. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see how that backing comes out. For the next week, I want to definitely finish the baby quilt made out of jerseys. It would be amazing if I could finish this quilt. And then perhaps get to the rainbow string quilt. Maybe. That may be pushing it. Finishing 2 quilts next week would be really awesome. So let me know in the comments what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to. I love to be able to know what you're working on so we can kind of cheer each other on together. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.